number 2.
We're back.
And thanks for all the kind words for the last one. Sorry it's taken us a couple of weeks. We are waiting. We've got like some posh new equipment here now. So I say posh, it's the cheapest stuff we could find. So let's see how that goes.
Baby steps.
Yeah. So today, obviously, we'll learn about myself. Last time, I'm Christina, Dragon Fitness, and today we're going to find out about Bill, the other trainer. Hello.
Hello. Should I say the hairier one?
The hairy one. Yeah. Although saying that, I've got my legs out today. It's not great. Summer's always coming. Right. Okay. So we know that Phil hasn't always been a personal trainer or fitness instructor. So what we'd like to find out today is what you've done in the past.
I've done in the past. So I've not been a personal trainer for about 3 up to my 3rd year now nearly. Before that I was working in construction in the building maintenance side, where I was a plumber by trade, and over the 13 to 16 years made my way up the ladder to be operations manager, and had enough.
So from tools to desk.
Yeah, I went from tools to desk, so being very active to then being very sedentary.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure we'll touch on as we go through the podcast.
So what made you, well, obviously people have changes in their careers, but what made you choose fitness?
So fitness is something I've always been, I'd say I'd sound a bit of a hypocrite if I said I was always passionate about it. I think I've always played sports, so from a young age I was playing like football or rugby or cricket, or just playing out with friends, being active. And I, through my sort of construction career and my rugby career, toward like that in the last 10 years, I always found myself in like a leadership role, or like taking like the pack in rugby and doing some drills, or taking a warm up before a game. I've captained a couple of sides, so always found myself like being one of the leaders.
Yeah.
So when it got to a stage where in construction I was like, I need to get out. Things were starting to affect like my sort of mental health. I've become quite lazy. Had that sort of, I got stuck in that rut where I was always working.
Yeah.
I did rugby train after work, but then I was not seeing my family and things like that. So it got to a stage where it was like, I have to do something. I can't keep on with this lifestyle. It's really unhealthy. And I started to pile weight on, and so I retired rugby. I got even bigger and more unhealthy, and then it was just like, right, sort it out. And I thought long and hard about the things I could do, what skills I had. Obviously I've been in construction and been a plumber for the last 16 years. It was like, what skills do I have that I'm good at that I could possibly do somewhere else? And like I say, being in those leadership roles give me the confidence, I suppose, to like try, right, let's be a coach or a trainer.
Yeah.
And still, I've always been pretty good at like helping people or coaching people, no matter what capacity it was in. So I was like, if I'm good at that in construction, perhaps I could be good at that in fitness as well. So that was the direction I went.
Yeah. And we've both done the same course, so which was weird. We didn't know each other then, but ended up doing the same course.
Yeah.
So what is, you say you gave up your career in rugby, and obviously you found your mojo somewhere else, fitness. So what was your thing? What was your go-to after that?
Crazy. So I played like contact sports or team sports. Pretty much all my life, let's just say. And then once I gave that rugby up, there was like a massive hole. It was like, because those type of team sports is competitive, and obviously that must have been what I missed, was like a bit of competition. And I tried the gyms. I'd go for like a few months and do well, but it was just nothing. I don't know why. It was something missing about that.
It can
And
be a bit lonely at a gym, I think.
yeah,
Even if there's
I
people
did
there.
train with a couple of guys for a little while, but it just it drop off, or they couldn't make it, or they'd go away for a while, and then I wouldn't go. Like it was almost like an excuse not to go if someone else weren't going, which I know is wrong. But then I had a friend at work who she used to go to CrossFit.
Yeah.
And if you know anything about CrossFit, or if you've seen things about CrossFit, they call it a bit of a cult. Because CrossFitters talk about CrossFit all of the time.
And you've got to have a beard.
And yeah, beards and backwards caps, right? Sorry, girls. Well, sorry, girls that haven't got beards. Yeah, so like she just went on and on and on and said, think you'll enjoy it. And one day I thought, you know what, I need to sort myself out, like I said earlier. And I went along with her. And even though like I wasn't competing with people, you were all doing the same workout.
Yes.
Or a variation of a workout, which was the same muscles, the same exercises. And it just brought that like a little bit of competition back, where you're all sort of in the gym at the same time doing the same thing as a group. It was like, oh, this is a little bit like a team sport. You're doing like some of the workouts are really difficult, but you kind of doing it together, so it makes it less like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Because you could just look across and like, well, she's doing it. And I have to say, as much as like it's good to have people that motivate you, you know, generally guys will look at other guys and girls will look at other women, but it was what really like fired me up is like you'd look across the gym floor and you'd see women picking up, it'd be a lot smaller than me, like I was well over 100 kilos at the time, and they were lifting weights that I couldn't lift, and I was like, wow, that just proves how fit and strong they were. And I thought, well, if I apply myself here, I can be like that. And that kind of gave me the bug. So between the like two of them, having lots of people to inspire you and having that like sort of a team vibe to it, that's what got me on there.
Slightly changed subject, but talking about that and makes me think when you're talking about your Breathe Fire boot camps. And actually Friday nights have tended to have turned into that like...
They have,
really like... Because it's not... I say we set a little bit of a competition, but it's not, because we're in the teams. It is definitely...
I think when you work like in close proximity to someone, so you're like, for people who don't know, Breathe Fire boot camp it's like an intermediate to advanced. There's some advanced sort of exercises, and it can be full on. So on a Friday we try to like get people to team up, work with each other to complete so many reps or do something in such a time. So we team people up together, which sometimes creates 2, 3 or 4 different teams. Then automatically there's that little bit of a competition, like, oh, there's those 3 teams over there, or there's that team over there. Let's see if we can like...
It does make me think of one particular person who's very competitive. But no, that just sort of made me think, you talking like that, and I think that's...
I know, like, being a trainer and being in sports and not being in sports, is not everyone likes that competition. But at the same time, having that little bit of health, because it is a lot of banter on the Fridays.
Yes,
it's
it
fun,
is,
fun and games. But even if sometimes it is inspiring, you know, and I'll sort of, people will come down and they look at you working out and be like, she can do that. I want to be able to do it. So you might be doing an exercise that they can't currently do in their journey, but then they see you doing it, and it's a belief that one day they're going to be able to do that exercise the way you're doing it, or picking up weights you're currently lifting. And I think that's what keeps you interested, and it keeps you focused on where you want to go. And so, and that's what I like about the Breathe Fire boot camps, is everybody's sort of looking at each other. It is banter, but then there's also that little bit of, I want to be better. When you
team up as well, there's that element of people looking after each other in the team, which I think...
like we've got a couple of people, like I don't want to mention names on a podcast, but a couple of people new coming down on a Friday.
Yeah, they
that
absolutely.
just starting their sort of fitness journeys, and now like you put them in a team and you just see that leadership, or you're like,
Yeah.
come on, kind of pulling people with them.
Yeah.
And they're just starting out on their journeys.
Yeah.
But the confidence they get from
they,
coming down for even a few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I think and I think it's because of that team element. They've absolutely smashed those sessions.
Yeah,
like...
they have. They really have. Yeah.
And sometimes you think, oh, I'm missing out because you're actually taking them. I want to join in. Do you ever get that?
Well, like
actually, you did.
Last Friday, for example, you were like, right, I'm taking this session. You're doing it.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
I have got. Carl noticed that it's the first time we've seen you actually like proper puffing and panting, like, like I actually looked round and I was like, woo.
Yeah, you did say to me at one point.
Yeah, are you alright?
I think
it's quite nice to see that of you.
What's important to me is one, like the top priority is we want people to have fun, enjoy the sessions, and be safe.
Yeah.
And they are hard sessions, so we have to keep a good sort of grip on that. But two is, like, you got that community.
Yeah.
You got everybody. You sort of said it. They got each other's backs.
Yes, totally.
You know, there's that. They push themselves hard, and they get out what they put in. And then the last one is like I wouldn't program potentially something that I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
You know, there are things that people can do better than I can, or can lift heavier, or move faster. But that's not what it's not about me being the you know, as a like people do think, oh, as a coach, you're going to be quicker, faster, stronger at everything. But I think when people get to see you or I working out with them, they get that little, we are human beings.
Like, oh, she's struggling a bit. No, he's struggling. I think that's yeah, I totally feel that. And this when people think, oh, I'm not doing as quick as you. You don't have to do it as quick as us.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
it's your own journey, and it's your own. It's your session for you.
Yeah.
Even though we'll team you up and you get to enjoy that session as a team.
Yeah.
You do what you can do and what's safe to do.
And that's the thing, because we you know, you want them to come back and no injuries. That's a massive thing for
definitely.
You know, is to keep safe.
That's how we I think. You know, just saying it for the audience is how we believe we separate ourselves from other people, is that we really look after how, you know, we teach the basics really well, and we focus on that for some time before people start upping their weights, or you know, we make sure that they can control the weight they're lifting and they got good form and posture before they start adding weights or going up a weight. Yeah,
really important. So, okay, what else was I going to ask? So, talking about training, how often, obviously, I talked about how much I trained. How often are you training a week? You know, what sort of training regime are you putting in?
So normally I've got like a training plan that I create for myself. So I'm still CrossFitting, so I follow their programming. And I'll CrossFit 4 to 5 times a week. So normally that's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, not every Saturday. So that's how much I'll train there. Sessions are an hour. Some Saturdays I'll double up and I'll do the session, and then I'll work out for some of the people after. So yeah, that's those sessions there. I'll train. I do our Tuesdays and Thursdays more often than not. So we sort of we sell that, or we advertise that as train with us.
Yeah.
So we'll train with them on a Tuesday and Thursday mornings, and I'll do bits in the gym or in the garage or wherever when I can. I haven't done a lot of that lately.
No.
Because I've been trying to, like, because I've done a few challenges over the last.
You're leading me into my next question.
So I'm trying to, like, I'm not training at full capacity or intensity. I've tried to step off the last couple of weeks.
So that's what I was going to say. Obviously, you know, you've just actually, it's a couple of weeks ago now. You've just completed a challenge.
Yeah.
The 4x4x48.
Yeah.
Most people would have probably seen that anyway, but if you want to just give a quick, because even still people go, what was that? Because they didn't look into it. So what was it?
So the 4x4x48 is you run 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. And it comes from a guy, David Goggins, which I can't even remember how I got into him, but he's like he's an ex-Navy SEAL in the States. You see these videos pop up, and he sounds like an absolute like mental guy. You know, he's always doing something crazy. So you start to think like, what's this guy about? What's he doing? And I read his book, Can't Hurt Me, and it's really deep. He had like a shocking upbringing. Which then, the moral of the story is, he was an absolute no one with nothing.
Okay.
And he turned out to be someone who got in the Navy. He couldn't read or write.
Wow. Okay.
So he really struggled. And I don't want to give the book away, but it's definitely worth a read or a listen. So he started with nothing, and he ended up being a Navy SEAL, which is one of the best military ranks you can get in the States. He was a ranger, which is again very like special forces. These are to us over here. That's what we recognise them as, special forces. So really hard enduring and fitness levels and intelligence levels to get into these forces. And then once he retired, he started becoming an ultra runner. So he was running 100 miles. He's run, I think, something on YouTube, he'd run like a 230-mile race.
Oh my goodness.
So, but he was massive. He was 300 pounds. So it was a lot bigger than what I was.
Wow.
You know, when I was at my biggest. But he done it.
Yeah.
You know, and he's become this person with that he can do it, and he's proven that it can be done. So I think it's more of like, he's just trying to show to people, no matter where you are in life, there's a whole other side if you're prepared to work for it. And it's not easy, of course. But you and I have had our journeys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's, you know, so the Goggins Challenge, the 4x4x48, is probably more of a, it's an endurance. It's 48 total miles over 2 days. So that's no easy feat by any stretch of the imagination. But it's also about discipline. And I found out, this is the second time I've done it.
Yeah.
So the first time, my running fitness was very high.
Yeah.
So the challenge is in March, second week of March, or the first weekend in March, sorry. The first time I did it, by that point, I reckon I'd run over 250 miles from Christmas to...
Yeah, because we were running as well.
We were running, we were running a couple of times a week. And so I found the running side of it, so that the physical side, easy.
Yeah.
But even though I had all that fitness and I had those miles in the legs, when it came to the stuff off the path or off
3 hours in between.
There's 3 hours in. So we were doing the running like anywhere between 45 and 55 minutes.
Yeah.
We weren't slamming the runs in. We were just getting the runs done. But then you got this 3 hour window. So we started at 8 p.m. on a Friday.
Yeah.
We didn't, and you know, your next run is 12 at midnight.
Yeah.
Then you got 4 in the morning, 8 in the morning. Didn't sleep.
No.
Was on such a high for doing this challenge. It's like, we're doing this, all pumped up.
Yeah.
But then that was almost a mistake that cost us completing the challenge. So we got to like 12. A funny story coming up here. Got to 12 o'clock on the Saturday.
Yeah.
We didn't have the eating right, and we didn't have any sleep. We were absolute like beat. Thinking you've still got over 24 hours to go here, and I think we'd only just hit the halfway in mileage.
Was that the midday on Saturday, a year ago?
Yeah.
That's when I saw you.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying, funny story coming up. So we were running, this one of the legs of the 4x4. It was 12 o'clock. We did a run through and around Prinstead. And coming up the main road, we passed Christina, and I'm like, oh God, no, not Christina.
And I was like,
because we were like literally, what were we like? We were hanging.
well, I wasn't expecting. I sort of jumped out like, hello, and their faces were like, well, I can't swear on a podcast, but it was literally like, yeah, there was tears in the eyes. But at that point, you'd realise that your run wasn't long enough. Was that right? Just
yeah,
before.
the route we chose, I don't know how it even happened, but the route we chose, I think it was half. So rather than the 4 miles, it was 2 miles. Yeah. So we'd done a whole loop of what we thought was going to be the run. And then when we got back, I'm looking at my watch, and then I'm saying to don't look at the watch, because I knew that we weren't even halfway, and the feeling at that point was like, because you know what it's like when you come into the end of something.
Think you know, like, but, even though, but so it's preparation, which I think. So this time.
So everything we learned, after that point where we really sort of felt it. We ate, we slept, like as much as we could. We But then we were eating things like sugary flapjacks, and so we were probably crashing a lot. We were getting the sugar, we were getting the carbs in to carry on with the runs and fuel the body. But this time around, like we got the sleep straight away. We ran the 8 p.m. We stayed awake till 12.
But after that,
after that one, it was sleep regularly right up until the 12 midday run. So even after the 8 a.m, still going back to sleep. Once we've stretched off, doing the stretching routine, fueled up on some food. But even the nutrition this time was like meals. We were having meals, pasta, chicken.
And some amazing snacks.
Some of the meals were from our recipe packs. So again, a little bit of a plug for our recipe packs. We were eating food off there. Very highly nutritious food. You're getting good amounts of protein, and carbohydrates. Easy to make, and they had to be easy and quick because we've only got that. You want to stretch off, which we was taking a good 20 to 30 minutes. Then trying to eat, then sleep. So as you can sort of see, I'm saying
closes
this
that
now,
window, doesn't it?
Closes your window. So they had to be quick meals.
Would you do it again? Do you think?
I said no. I felt this one because I didn't do the run. I wasn't running before, so I did. So I literally flipped it on its head. I went from like running loads last year to not running at all this year. I found it more physically demanding, but all the stuff in between was where the challenge was like won or lost, if you like. So doing it again, I said no initially. Like I wouldn't want to do that again. I don't think I'd gain anything like physically or mentally from it. That's been done.
Tick that box,
But I think to raise money for charity would be a good reason to do it again. And like when we were sort of talking about it in classes coming up to the event, a few people were sort of eyebrows were raising, and you've got to prepare for it, or you've got to be prepared for it. I wouldn't advise people to just do what I did.
Maybe support, get a group together. And,
So I think that'd be good. So for somebody who wanted to do it, local to us, wants to get involved in some of the things we do.
So diary March 2023 now.
March 23. I'd be support, advice, maybe some training beforehand. There's definitely prep work you can do there to help you. So and raise some money.
Cool. So now that one's done, what's next on the plan for you?
What's next on the plan? Okay, so next on the always looking for a challenge, and we always do something, don't we? We've always got something on the agenda. The next one is it's not so the 4x4x48 endurance, but it's done in 2 days. So really it's not a long challenge. We've been doing some 12-week transformations where we've had an absolute 2 really good groups, haven't we? But this second group have been so open, inclusive, like they've really thrown themselves at this 12 weeks. And when you sit back and think somebody's just joined you, they might not have trained for years, or they haven't trained at all perhaps. They're literally flipping their lives upside down. We sort of coaching them with things, training. We do strength training, We then doing more cardio based training. we're changing their meals, or we've been giving meal plans and packs, and introducing MyFitnessPal. So we're doing all that. This literally, we're talking about sleep, hydration, all things that I know they're out there and available on the internet, but they are literally, they seeing us doing it, or they're hearing us delivering it, and they're like, right, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna drink that amount of water. I'm gonna sleep that many hours. So they're literally changing their lives.
They're doing what we're asking, I suppose.
They're doing what we are asking over a 12-week and hopefully beyond.
Yeah.
My challenge was 48 hours. So I feel like, not that I owe it, but you kind of need to be in there with people. And although, like, I could talk about my weight loss journey or my fitness journey maybe another time, but 12 weeks of discipline, having a disciplined approach, it needs testing. So it's going to be it's going to be similar. We've obviously got nutrition, a base of nutrition to where we are today.
Yeah.
You know, because over the years we've learned and adapted our lifestyles.
Yeah.
So this is about trying to take that a level further.
Level up, isn't it?
A level up. So we're looking at like ramping up the physical side, training every day, an hour and a half worth of training a day for 11 weeks. So 77 days. Look out for this one, it's coming. Not going to publish too much about it now, but you will have all the details, and we will be talking about it as we go on. We embark on this journey. So we're going to train twice a day.
Yeah.
We're going to drink 3 litres of water a day. We're going to work for a certain period of time on self-study or self-discipline.
Yeah.
We're going to have stretching routines. And we're going to come out of the challenge. So a challenge within a challenge is to be able to do something you couldn't do when you started. So it gives you something to work on.
Have you decided on what that thing is?
I've got a couple of things that so bar muscle ups came up in the CrossFit Open very recently. And I managed to do 2. And I'd never done these before.
And if you don't know what they are, because some people won't know what they are, just Google it.
Yeah, just Google it. It's better.
Just to see how hard these things are.
Yes, it's very difficult. Being a lot lighter now has made it easier to get myself on top of a bar. But yeah, so definitely to be able to do something like that.
Yeah.
Handstand push-ups possibly is like a major weakness of mine.
Okay.
So maybe just, not that I'm going to come out, because I can do them, I'm not very good at them, I'm not very efficient, so maybe get better at them. I'm definitely working towards a 200 kg deadlift.
Okay.
So that's been,
we just need to get some gaffer tape to add some more weights to our bar.
Yeah. Any weights going that'll fit on a 2-inch bar, let me know. I need some. So I want to build up to that. I've got a good way to go yet. The most I've lifted is 175. So I've got quite a way to go. So but it's not, when I go into a challenge, obviously something that makes you nervous, that's good energy, right? You can use that nervous energy. Yeah. I might not come out of the challenge, the 12 weeks, hitting a 200 kilo deadlift, but I'm going to be bloody trying.
Yeah.
So like, if I'm trying to achieve something, I'm working on it. Yeah. So I'm going to be bettering myself.
You're not going to fail because you don't really do that. So
just might not have a back or legs by the time we
just be a bit shorter.
Yeah. So that's next on the agenda.
Excellent, cool. So, as you asked me, I have to ask you, favourite exercise.
Oh, I think I've said it, haven't I? Deadlift.
Ah, yeah, okay.
But other than that, people who know us from our sessions.
Yeah. Yes, I suppose.
I like burpees. Yeah. Don't know why. I hated these years ago when I first started CrossFit. Oh my god, a burpee was like.
Yeah. I know.
I'd probably skip a few sessions if I saw burpees on there.
Like, it's the first thing people, I think, when they walk in or walk into the course.
Yeah.
I'm sure
They
when they look at that board, actually someone this morning, yes, there's no burpees.
Yeah. So like
Okay.
so like burpees. Yeah. I like squats, burpees,
Yeah, you're
deadlifts.
super fast with squats.
Yeah.
So least favourite. Do you even have a least favourite?
Everyone's got to have a least favourite, haven't they?
What's yours then?
Mine. You'll be shocked, but it's a thruster.
Yeah, see, that's weird because you this is what you thought mine was, but yeah.
Yeah. Thrusters are just, they're just evil, pure evil. Like when I'm at the session, anybody would look or think like I really like them, but I think I'm just mentally.
You do make them look really easy. So for anybody that doesn't know, so thrusters, when you've got the weights, you're holding the dumbbells on the shoulder and you squat down. As you come up, those weights go up overhead, and a sort of nice slow thrusters, I'm all right. But when you've got to like pump so many out, that's when because I'm just not quick. Yeah, so right. So we've had you, Lisa. I'm going to make sure that next time I take a session, you're there. The thrusters are going.
Thanks.
So this was Phil today. Not sure what we're going to do next.
I think next is let's get some questions off the audience that directed to either one of us that we can perhaps answer for next week.
Fitness related.
Yes. Fitness or health related, or maybe challenge or.
Yes. Yeah. I can ask about the 77.
Yeah, the 77.
Yeah, I like that. Anyway, bye everybody. Thanks for listening in again.
Thank you.